west of Omaha. You can listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do, and you don't feel much like riding, just wish the trip was through. See, here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing a star again. There I go, turn the page. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, you want to explode. Most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. All the same old cliches, is that a woman or a man? And you always seem outnumbered, you don't dare make a stand. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing star again. There I go, turn the page. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away as the sweat pulls from your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening, as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing a star again. There I go, turn the page. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing a star again. There I go, oh, there I go.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to my home. Hi Buckshot, main man, and wait until dawn. Welcome. Today I'm gonna make chicken tenders with homemade better than fast food fries. And that's not a joke. And we're also going to make some coleslaw. I decided we're going to start with the coleslaw first because it takes a little time for the water to drain from the cabbage and make it into a slaw and the flavors to develop. So that's what we were going to do today. Hi, Lord Baltimore. Hi, I got sent here by two people with big old beards. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Let me talk about coleslaw for a second. There's different coleslaws all over America, okay? Typically what I make is a barbecue slaw or red slaw, okay? Now, it does not have ketchup in it. I'm just gonna make sure y'all know that. Ketchup don't go in coleslaw. No version whatsoever. So don't even think about that. I actually heard rumors. People think ketchup goes into our barbecue slaw. It does not. What it is it's got a little bit of barbecue sauce in it. But it's the type of barbecue sauce that's important here. It can't be Kraft barbecue sauce. It can't be a ketchup-based barbecue sauce whatsoever. It's a vinegar-based barbecue sauce. It's apple cider vinegar, water, and spices. Majority of it being pepper, okay? That's barbecue coleslaw. And it's chopped or grated. We're not doing that today. This is a different slaw. It's got the same premise, but it's very different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it on the mandolin. And this is the best thing in the world I've ever found. Adjust from the bottom. Set your depth. We want it thin, very thin. It has a little bit of carrot, a little bit of red cabbage, but mostly green cabbage. And that is what we are making today. First off, you got to quarter. A head of cabbage.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh a little bit there.
Cabbage is a very dense thing, as you could tell. And I'm not going to make a great deal of coleslaw either. I'm going to probably use just 1/4 of the green cabbage. It's not going to be a lot, but we don't eat a lot of it. Love it though. So, let's start with that. Since I quartered this, you don't want the stem. I actually like to eat those. It's very peppery.
Yeah, they're got a little spice to it.
They do.
Wild.
It's really cool. But for the most part, we take it this way, and you want it, don't try to slice it like this, because then your leaves will just fold back and it won't work. You need to start at the top, and you got to kind of do it at an angle slightly. And the core is great for a handle so you don't slice your finger off on the mandolin. And that's what we're looking for.
Beautiful.
Makes very quick work of it. We gotta turn it and do it again. Oh, I got myself.
Uh-oh. You all right?
I think so. No, I'm not.
You ain't cutting yourself out, Swanee.
I swear those mandolins are dangerous, but you can't really use a, what do you call it? A guard with this when you're doing cabbage, you know? No worries, I got it. Did you get me a glove?
Yeah.
What is it? 10 minutes in, I cut my finger open on a mandolin. All fixed. Now we're back to it. I had the slightest wrong angle, and that's what I get. Let's see. Oh, I've been instructed to tell y'all that Velvet Lee says hi, and she wishes she could be here, but she's gonna head to work. Okay. That's fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. Tell her we missed her. Now, it's starting to get close to the core, but not there yet. I still want to make sure I'm slicing this direction. Turn it slightly.
Andre says, quick drive by to say hi before I head to work.
All right. Have a good day at work. Don't work too hard. I'm going to try to get as much cabbage off of this as I can. Now that little bit my chickens will like to have, so I'm gonna just put that over there for them.
Oh, they're gonna love that.
Oh, chickens love cabbage. Now, there we go. Take my purple cabbage out, put my green cabbage in. See, a quarter of a cabbage, as you can tell, is making a lot.
It makes a ton.
And now I still got the purple to go in there. I'm gonna probably use about 1/8 of the red cabbage, and probably that whole carrot. The carrot supplies the sweetness that the coleslaw needs. I don't like putting sugar in my coleslaw.
Amen.
Excuse me a second. And if y'all hear me sniffling, I've got to apologize now because I have gotten a stuffy nose from the dying tree leaves. Oh, thank you, Lord Voldemort.
6 months they subscribed.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're amazing. Now, let's get rid of this. Don't need that. Let's slice this up. Didn't give myself much of a stem there, but oh. Let's try this angle then.
Six months.
I know.
He's crazy.
Very much appreciate it. Grey Poupon, welcome.
Oh, pardon me.
I'm sorry, I find Grey Poupon a little too spicy. I love Dijon, but Grey Poupon is very spicy.
I quite like it.
All right, it just wants to tear apart now. And trust me, that is enough purple cabbage.
Fuck God.
What do you say?
You You didn't have to cut yourself for content. Your cooking and personality is good enough.
Oh, thank you. But it wasn't intentional.
And Lord Voldemort says, y'all are like family to me, and I like to support my friends and family. Oh, dang, brother. What? Get out of here.
Sweet. Just get this little bit of cabbage that fell off. Now, this is a wonderful little contraption. The mandolin. I had different sized blades. Y'all see that?
Dangerous. That's all I see. Danger.
I actually have another one that's even bigger than this one, but I'm going to try to go with this one for my carrot part. And you just need to unscrew the sides, slip the blade in, and it's not wanting to. There it goes. Now we tighten up the screws. Hold that in there real good and tight. Now, let's see if what that does for my carrot. I think I'm gonna shrink this down just a little bit.
Those tines stick straight up. In
They
case you
do.
didn't know.
Can you see it?
There you go.
And I'm gonna slice it this way. I'm not gonna lay it down. I'm gonna slice it this way. It's not really cutting it all the way through. Let's see. Press harder, maybe? You can do this in the processor, but you'll probably end up with chopped slaw. And that's perfectly fine and edible and great for barbecue. But I'm trying to get a cut slaw, not a chopped.
Grapefruit Poupon says, I'm sorry, says, I'm a little spicy for most. And Queen says, I love coleslaw.
Coleslaw's delicious. I love cabbage. Let's see, it didn't cut it all the way through in little bits and pieces. I'll just pull them apart.
Leave them together.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to break apart in there as I'm stirring it. But, okay. Let's get that into the bowl. Now, we'll clean up.
Ooh.
Sorry. It kind of fell when I was trying to lean it in the sink. It fell. Carrot. Chickens are gonna like that too. I'm having to share the food that I've reserved for my flower garden and divide it half to the chickens, half to the flowers.
Oh, Lord Voldemort, what?
Oh, thank you.
12 months.
Oh my goodness.
An entire year right there.
Wow. You don't have to go through that. Appreciate it. All right. Now, this is the key to Southern coleslaw. You need an acid, and you can do that in a couple of different ways. You can just put vinegar in it, your choice of kind. You could put your barbecue sauce in it if it's the vinegar-based barbecue sauce. I use a little Italian dressing that I mix up. And we're going to put about a 1/4 cup in there. No more. Then you need celery salt. That's where the salt's going to come in. Quite a bit, actually. And white pepper. Why white pepper? I don't find it as harsh as I would black pepper.
About how much was that? Sorry.
About a teaspoon.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
And we're also going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed. And then the only other thing that goes in there is about a 1/4 cup of Duke's mayonnaise. It has to be Duke's. I'm not joking. That is no lie. You cannot use something else. It has to be Duke's. Duke's is very different from other mayonnaises. It's got a tanginess to it that other mayonnaises do not have. It is egg-based, but it's tangy. It's like buttermilk almost kind of flavor to it.
You're not wrong. It's unusual in a good way.
It works very well for everything, and it's a staple in the South, so it has to go in there.
And just don't use Miracle Whip.
And do not, you cannot have a sweet dressing in this. And basically what I've done is with the Italian dressing I added and the mayonnaise, I made a creamy Italian dressing. Now I'm going to hold off on adding anything else to this. It's going to sit and rest and develop those flavors. It's going to take time to get them all mixed and developed, and the water is going to come out of the cabbage a little bit, and it's going to make it a nice thin sauce. But I'm using the water from the cabbage to make that sauce, and that actually takes a few hours. So we're just going to mix that like so. Then we are going to cover it after I wipe the dressing off my glove.
Now, it's the salt that's pulling out the water, correct?
The celery salt is. I haven't added any salt besides celery salt.
Correct.
So it's the salt that's going to actually drain off the water from the cabbage. Checking to make sure I ain't missed anything.
Makes total sense.
It's just a shower cap. I put over that and it goes in the refrigerator to rest. Check it after an hour. See what it tastes like and adjust the seasoning and then go from there. Now we can get rid of the cabbage. We're done with those.
We're getting ready to do my favorite part, aren't we?
We'll start with the fries next.
Yeah. There it is.
Now these are better than any fast food fries you can get. It does take time though. It takes a lot of time, actually. But it's so worth it. You're just not going to believe it. I boiled this water earlier in my kettle. I'm gonna need more, so I got to do it again, but you know, didn't have a place to put it. All right, this is going to be kind of noisy as the kettle comes to a boil. Nothing I can really do about that. But here's the thing. Potatoes, you know, with this process, I'm going to cook them for 8 minutes in boiling water. And I'm going to take them out and I'm going to let them cool. Then I'm going to fry them until the, not by color, but by the temperature of the oil is how I'm going to do it. And I'll explain that more in a bit. And then I'm going to let them cool. Then right before serving, put them back in the oil just until they're toasty brown and beautiful. So this is going to be really cool. My knife. Wait until dawn. Chad makes knives. This is a high carbon steel blade. Seth and Chad are blacksmiths. It does not ever go into the sink. It's high carbon, so you don't want to put like lemon juice on it because it will turn very dark brown, black almost. It will eat at it. So use it, wipe it, put it in a drawer.
Dawn was asking if I sell them.
Yes.
I just made 2. They take about 2 weeks to make because I really take a lot of time.
That is very true. It does take time. Because of the process of cooking these potatoes 3 times, my trick is about an ounce of white vinegar. And that actually will firm the potato up and it will not break apart so easily.
I have tried this and I went overboard. Be very careful.
My water's almost to the boil in the kettle. And I've already cut up most of my fries. I have one left. I wanted to show you how I cut it. And basically, I'm just going to cut it in about a 1/2 inch slices. And then 1/2 inch cubes. Well, not cubes, but pieces. Sticks. There you go. I can think of words today.
I knew what you meant.
Words are hard. And that's all I do. You could leave the skins on if you prefer. I don't like the skins. And if you ever come across a green skin on your potato, it's toxic. Don't eat it. But you can peel it off. And potatoes get a green skin on them from being in the sun. They should never be in the sun. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's a 2-week process. Wait until dawn.
I was about to say that.
You wanted to stream for 2 whole weeks?
Longest stream ever.
It would be. Our internet would have a fit. A lot of it is waiting time.
Yep.
I mean, making the blade is one thing, but then you have to make the handle for the blade, and you have to stain it, and you have to coat it, and you have to protect it, and it's like 24 hours you have to wait in between each step.
Yep. And then there's the polishing.
And yeah.
My favorite part.
Do what it says and ruin his internet.
Is your water actually, did it not boil?
It's boiled. I turned it down so it doesn't keep boiling over.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's already put the vinegar in there. I don't want it to evaporate out.
I got you. All right.
Waiting on water to boil now in the kettle.
Among other things, I'm also a silversmith, a
Yes,
ring
he
maker.
makes rings.
that I do have a website for.
But Chad will be happy to make a knife. I know the site's down, but can always send him a message on Discord. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to do it.
I overlooked.
Plus, it gets him out of my house for a while.
Daddy.
Bonus.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll see how it is. I'll see how it is.
Well, you see, every time I come into the kitchen to do something like cook, he's got to be in the kitchen for something else, and it's really bothersome. As he does not know good timing whatsoever.
I get shooed out of the kitchen more than anything.
All right. Now, that looks like enough water. I did add vinegar, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
About a teaspoon.
Oh, I need more than a teaspoon.
I know that if you add too much, it'll make them really hard and weird.
Yes. That
There you
should
go.
do it. Just to make sure. You don't want to add too much of this. It actually messes with the texture of the potatoes. This is just enough to firm it. And I mean, look at how much water I have, and I only added an ounce to it. It's not much. I'm waiting for Thanksgiving to head on vacation for a week and getting a break from all the middle school students. High school students are worse.
I don't know.
All right, now all I did was put my potatoes in water to keep them from browning, but at the same time it makes them swell and a little firmer because they're swollen with water. But that's okay because they're going in water anyway. And like I said, we're going to boil these precisely 8 minutes. It's very precise.
And that's why the cut is really important. They need to be the same size.
As best you can anyway. It's
Right.
kind of hard to get a potato the same size when they've got rounded ends.
I think you did a pretty good job there. They all look
thank
pretty
you.
uniform. You know I gotta, do the quality control on this.
Well, that's after it's done.
I know, and I can't wait. I'm already hungry for it.
Chad can't get enough of these fries.
I can't. They're just amazing. I talk about them all the time.
All right. That looks like all of them. And, it's just starchy water. You could pour it out, or you could put it on your plants. We're just going to wait for that to come to a boil. Back to a boil, anyway. I just realized I got to start Thanksgiving shopping. We going with turkey this year?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I'm not having a problem with a ham.
As long as I can smoke either one of them, I don't care.
Oh, you don't smoke my turkey.
Oh, I'm gonna smoke it.
You don't smoke my turkey.
Oh, I smoke it.
I have a very in-depth recipe that I use for turkeys. I go by Alton Brown's turkey. It takes 2 days after it defrosts. Yeah, and it gets roasted in an oven. Does not get smoked. And if you're wanting to smoke it, smoke something for Thanksgiving and be out of my kitchen for that time, then we could definitely do a ham. I like ham.
You're gonna hear a noise here. I'm taking a picture of that knife for wait until dawn.
It's almost to a boil. I'm going to start the timer now. Precisely 8 minutes. Cannot go over this. That's schmecky on my timer. Okay. And we just got to wait for that. And while that's going, I'm going to tell you what we're doing with the chicken tenders. And I do not have a recipe for this. I basically use the same mixture for a lot of things, but I don't have one written up for any of these. It's all in my head. I've been doing these for years and years. I didn't feel like there was a need to write them down. Breadcrumbs. For every half cup of breadcrumbs you use a half teaspoon of onion powder, pepper, parsley, oregano, thyme, salt, and garlic powder. I'll say that again. For every half cup of breadcrumbs, half a teaspoon of onion, pepper, parsley, thyme, oregano, salt, and garlic. And that's all there is to it. What we're going to do, I'm going to take a fork and we're going to mix these together. Try to get them as evenly mixed as possible. And these are dry breadcrumbs. You know, the ends of your loaves of bread. I dry them out and I put them through my processor. And I have breadcrumbs for anytime I need it. And I just keep them in my freezer to maintain their exceptionally dryness of them. There we go. That smells good. And it's just breadcrumbs.
I'm excited.
There's several different ways I have cooked these chicken tenders before. Originally, when I started making these chicken breasts, there was not such a thing as an air fryer. There wasn't anything other than deep frying, pan frying, or oven baking. That's it. We didn't have any other options. Hang on a second. So, what I used to do is take a sheet pan, melt butter in it, in the oven, then bread my chicken tenders, lay them into the bread mix, coat them really good, put them directly on that pan of melted butter and put them back in the oven for like 20 minutes. Now we have air fryers. And to replace the butter, it actually wasn't butter, it was margarine because of the vegetable oil content. That way the butter does not burn. But you could use like a compound butter. Or you can go to margarine. I don't touch this stuff anymore. So I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of butter and I'm going to melt them. Since I'm air frying them today, I need to replace that fat with something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the tenders with the melted butter, and I'm going to bread them up, and I'm going to air fry them. Because we have that technology now. I don't want to mess with these too much. Because if you keep messing with them, they will break.
Man, we don't want that.
Let me check my butter. Almost melted. the heat, residual heat will probably finish that off. Now, when I take the potatoes out, I'm going to put them directly on. Honey, there's no music.
I'll get it. Of course, as soon as I get up.
As soon as I take them out here, they're going to go onto this tray, and it's just a flour sack towel. And what that's going to do is going to drain off the water, because they are going to go into hot oil, deep fried. So we don't want, the splashing that goes on with that. So I'm going to drain them off on this and let them cool on here. It's almost time now. Oh, did you see it splash? Y'all are so quiet. You taking notes?
I am. And sorry, my email was open. Got that.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right, let me see here.
Oh, you didn't have to do that, honey.
Yeah, I did.
He wants to get me drunk. There.
I'll have one with you in a little bit.
Alcohol is not a bad thing. No, it certainly isn't. But I've had way too much lately.
It's just a sip.
Last night, Seth got me drunk. Or practically drunk, anyway. It was like one little step away. I asked him to make me a drink with 1 ounce of vodka, and he ended up putting, I think, 3 ounces in that thing. That's what it tasted like.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
It was kind of scary. I don't like being drunk.
Nobody does. Well, some people do, but we
Yeah,
don't
some
hang
people
out.
do.
We don't hang out with those type of people.
That's more true than you know. All right. Immediately get them out. Gently. I have a feeling that this method, which has just been combined over the years with other methods, which is how I came up with this, but I have a feeling that there's something like this going on at fast food restaurants with their frozen fries that they make us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a very similar process.
Well, they're practically already cooked when they get them.
Yeah,
That first fry is done.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking it has to do with, this kind of thing. But I'm telling you, these taste better than anything we've ever had from any fast food restaurant.
Oh,
And
they're-
from any frozen bag from the grocery store. These are better.
She could sell these things. I ain't even kidding you.
So as quickly as you can, but being very gentle, remove them from the water. And they got to cool before they go to the fryer. They don't have to be perfectly cold. I'm not talking about that. They just need to be cooler. They can't be steaming like this. They've got to have time to let that water drain out of them. Otherwise, it will be a popping mess. And as you can see, fries, when they're cooked, they float. So these are not completely cooked, otherwise they would be floating, right? I don't know. Maybe it don't do that in water. It only happens in oil. Well, somebody will have to let me know on that one. Now, I do not put this water on my vegetables in my garden, because I don't know what the vinegar would do to them.
Mess with the pH is what it'll do.
Probably.
You don't want that.
I'm just going to take this after getting my oven mitts.
I was going to say, that might be hot. Be careful.
We're just going to remove that and set it off to the side for now. And these are going to cool, so I'm going to set them somewhere where they can get some air to speed that along a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and bread the chicken. Oh, Jesus.
Merciful goodness.
One of those group messages.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
my gosh, those are driving me insane. Anybody know how to get rid of those things? Anybody? I'm on Android 10.
I'll come look real fast.
No, you're not going to look right now. You're going to stay there and run that music.
That music is running. Listen to that.
Yeah, you stay right over there. But oh my gosh, I have been fighting these group texts for so long now. It's driving me insane. And I keep adding their numbers to the spam list, and it does not seem to help whatsoever. So, y'all hear that? I'm sorry. Let me get my chicken. I'm hoping that these did not stick to my board. Checking that now. I think they're okay. So, remember me cutting up the chicken into pieces? Chicken tenders. That's what I did. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to take this little bit of melted butter and we're just going to go over them real quick. And it's just to help the breadcrumbs stick to the chicken. I probably did not need 4 tablespoons. It does not look like I needed 4. I kind of wasted butter there. Turn them over. And we're going to brush the other side with butter.
Ooh, got a little bit of a frame drop there. We're all right.
Here we go.
That's Twitch for you.
We're going to brush the other side. Oh, the butter's actually solidifying on the chicken because it's cold. But that's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this into the breadcrumbs. Press. Flip. Press. Want it really to get on there. And I'm just going to put them right back on the board.
God, it's making me hungry.
Chicken tenders is a great meal for young and old alike, all kids of all ages. It's really something that children would eat. And I've bumped it up a notch just by adding all the herbs to it.
Our Vulture says, oops, cleaning apartment, forgot to log in at 1. Better late than never. Hugs, Laney Poo.
Hi, Ivy. Welcome. And thank you for coming. You missed the first part of the fries.
Which are the best part?
That's just boiling them.
They're delicious.
See, I do my fries different than anybody else, Ivy. I cook my fries in boiling water with just an ounce of vinegar in the water. And it'll firm them up, cook them through, and the rest of it is frying, but we fry it twice. But we labeled this kind of recipe better than fast food fries. Now, if you wanted more of a crust on these, I'm pretty sure you could dip them in some flour and some egg and then coat them in a batter instead of breadcrumbs or breadcrumbs. And I'm pretty sure you could get away with that. This is just the way I like to do it.
Oh, wait until Dawn says Buckshot Kid cooks chicken tenders in our air fryer. He saves the chicken fat and uses that to cook them. We save our beef fat and chicken fat.
Very good. I haven't gotten to where I'm saving my chicken fat. I do save my bacon fat. And I just make stock or broth out of the bones of the chicken and the beefs. Once in a while, I'll even make vegetable broth. Okay, that was not said correctly. When we cook a whole chicken in our air fryer, we keep the fat from that and use it to replace the fat. I see. That works.
My stomach's gnawing on my backbone.
Oh.
Hungry.
So this was a total of 8 chickens, I think, that I cut up, and I just saved the tenderloins. I still have the thigh nugget that I'm gonna make kebabs out of.
Oh, yeah.
And I've saved the wings, cut them into sections so we could do wings. And let's see, the thighs and the legs and the breast are all going for another purpose. I usually just go ahead and make skinless, boneless chicken boneless chicken breast, not skinless. And if I want to remove the skin, I'll do it then when I'm cooking them. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Avi, the real trick was vinegar. That's the trick. It's not just boiling them. You pre-boil them, they'll fall apart, or can.
They do fall apart. You have to actually add an ounce of vinegar to your boiling water, and that firms up the potato so that it can withstand the frying twice.
And these were boiled for 8 minutes precisely.
It has to be precise. I cut them into about 1/2-inch thick sticks. That's what I typically do.
Oh, Dawn says, I've never tried boiling the fries before frying them.
And this is not really to cook them all the way through. It's just to get them firm enough to withstand 2 fries.
Oh, it's so good.
Now that this is done, I'm gonna just set this off to the side and let it, well, if I have a place to put it. My kitchen is too small. Now, the fries are no longer steaming, so they should be good, ready to go. And this is how we do that.
Dawn says, we air fry them. Could you do it with the air fry as well? I wonder.
For fries, I don't know. I've never done air fried fries.
Another frame drop there. Man, Twitch is really having problems.
Yeah. Let's check our coleslaw before I turn that on. I don't know how long is it. Almost an hour. Excuse me. Now, this is we're just going to taste it and add seasonings if we think it needs it. Let it sit a little bit longer. Taste it again. Back and forth about every hour till it's right. So, here we go. Sweetness is not all the way there yet. A tea sweet.
Air frying them works. We just use beef fat to brush over them. Love my air fryer. We do too.
Okay. The vinegar is there. It's got plenty of salt. Don't really taste a whole lot of celery there. I hate to do it, but I think I might add a teaspoon of sugar. I'm not one for putting sugar in my coleslaw, but it's really tangy. So I'm just going to put a nice little tiny teaspoon. And I'm going to need another spatula. It also hasn't drained off enough water. That could be the reason. So I might have just messed it up by adding the sugar. So I'll let that sit for another hour. And we'll try it again.
Iron Vulture says, speaking of boiling reactions, sorry about choked.
Ow.
Speaking of boiling reactions, saw a weird hack video about making faked soft pretzels by boiling basic biscuit dough in baking soda, adding egg wash, then baking them. They brown up and taste like soft pretzel bites. Baking soda does something to the dough. Long enough sentence there, brother? Jeez.
You do boil pretzels in baking soda water. I know that because I've made pretzels. They will not be crunchy pretzels like you would think. They're going to be the soft pretzels. But using biscuit dough, no thank you. And you're kind of stuck on that biscuit dough stuff, ain't you? You need to quit that. That is not good stuff, man.
Canned biscuits.
Yeah, no. Was kind of saying the recipe. He says hush. All right, the trick here. This is the first fry, and I heavily rely on my thermometer. I don't go with a digital thermometer whatsoever. That does not work, and they always end up being miscalibrated or something. I will stick with my glass thermometers. They work great. I've broken 3 of them, but you know, they're easily replaceable. It's $8. Get a new one. Okay? Chad's in here making a mess and a disaster. And being all noisy and stuff. So please excuse him.
Disaster. Drop ice.
Yeah. I made pretzels, Ivy. It ain't biscuit dough, I don't think it's gonna work. Let me try something here. Stop making all that noise.
Sorry, get a drink.
Here, I'll share this one with you, Ivy. Hang on. Copy. Discord.
You put it up in chat.
Behind me. Wait till dawn. It's there. I don't need to put it up in chat, honey. I can't. Stupid nitro advertisements, I swear to God. Alright, where is Ivy? There you go, Ivy. That's the pretzels I've made before. I've got a couple of them, you know, but that's the one I've actually used before. It's a sourdough pretzel. And I'm not very good with sourdough. That might have been why I didn't care for it so much. I don't know.
Oh, Dawn says, where's your glass of wine?
Yeah, I answered her, honey.
Oh, okay.
You were over here dropping ice.
Okay, fair enough. Touche.
Oh, you know what my favorite thing in the world, Ivy, is you take those pretzel sticks, you know, the ones about a ½ inch wide sticks, and get those, I cannot remember the name of it, Kawutski? What is that cheese stuff?
Oh, it's Kahuna or something, right?
Kahuna, Kawutski, something like that. And it's, oh, there it is. Kalkona.
Oh, yeah, it's all we know is it starts with a K.
This is practically empty, but take that stuff. And you dip your pretzel stick in that. It's like combos, but you control how much cheese is in it. Delicious.
And you know I always go extra.
Bar pretzel sticks, right.
Now, if I could just figure out how to make the pizza version, I'm okay.
Yeah, that one's I'm at a loss.
There's got to be a pizza flavoring out there somewhere.
Oh, you would buy such a thing, would you?
Well, I would.
It's just weird. Right now, I'm just waiting for my oil to come to 375 degrees. This, like I was saying, this is very reliant on temperature. I actually get my bar stool to sit here and watch it. So I'm gonna put half the fries in, and it's gonna drop in temperature. And as soon as that temperature starts to come back up the thermometer, just the ever so slightest amount, I pull the fries. Then I do the second batch. Once it gets back to 375, I put the second half in there, and I do the same thing. Did I miss the chicken strips being made? You missed them being breaded, but they're still over here. They're not cooked yet. Like I said, we're gonna air fry them. Cacao.
Yeah.
That is some of the best cheese spread ever, Ivy. I love that stuff. You lucky bastard being in Wisconsin.
I know, right?
I'm going to go ahead and preheat. Okay. My basket got stuck. It wouldn't come out.
The beeping.
It was not even fun. I'm going to go ahead and turn my air fryer on to 400 degrees for 15 minutes. So you're going to hear that fan, and that will preheat it just like an oven. Excuse me. But wait till dawn. Yeah, I got my wine glass. Ugh, schmutz on it. Because Chad made me sip it when I had messy hands.
Wish I could have clipped that. I was laughing too hard.
You can't clip?
Well, I think it's gone now.
Why is it gone?
I'm gonna try.
It records like 5 minutes.
I'm gonna try it.
Chad will be away for a little while while he's trying to find the clip.
Yeah. I don't, oh,
Okay.
look at that, Chris.
Hi Chris. My oil just came to tip. Bad timing. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put half of these in here. As you can see, they're cool enough for me to hold them, so it's perfect. Whew. I just slide them down the side. That's how I typically put them in. There we go. Now, gently, I'm going to take my spoon, I'm just going to push them over so that they're evenly distributed. And that, this current moment, that temperature is falling on that gauge. And meantime, I'm going to move these over to one side so I can take these out and put them back on this tray. I know it's kind of loud. Now, we just watch that temperature. It's at 350 now and falling. So here I'm real close to Kalha, as well as a place called the Cheese Hut. And I've had those soft cheeses in the container. They got lots of flavors. Oh, yes, they do. Love those things. Right now we can find red wine, or what do you call that? You got the cheddar, and then we have like red wine swirled in there or something.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. That's the only two I could ever find in our area.
Man, we are dropping frames.
We're at 325 degrees and falling. It is on high. I've never changed the temperature, so yeah, okay, keep that in mind. I'm not going to turn this down. Not until I finish with this second batch. And it looks like it's holding at 320. It's still falling ever so slightly.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how to do clips.
315. And that's all I do, is I sit here and I watch this thing like a hawk. When that temperature starts to climb, that's when I take them out. I don't let it get all the way back to temperature. Okay, now it's holding at about 312. Still holding. It's still holding. It might have climbed a degree there. I'm looking over at the Celsius line because there's more of them. Lines, that is. It's at the, what is that? 50, 55, 60, 65. So it's about the 155 Celsius range right now. They have 4 flavors, and we can only find those 2?
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair.
I did find pizza flavor stuff, by the way.
Oh, my Lord.
Going on the list.
It's going to be something he buys. He's going to try it one time. He ain't going to like it. He'll never go back to it, and it's a waste. All right, it's just above that 155 Celsius mark. It's starting to climb now. So we immediately take them out. Let it drain just a minute. Put them down. Go for the ones on top. Do not season them. We're not ready to do that yet. Now, these can be eaten from this stage right here if you wanted. I don't think they're as good though.
Oh, they're nowhere near as good.
So we're going to actually do this a second time after these cool off. And yeah, this is the same oil I used last time on stream. I reuse my oil. I'll strain it if it starts to get schmutz in the bottom. I'll strain it through some cheesecloth and a metal strainer. And then I'll just put it back in the pot and I'll use it again until it's too dark to see through it or smells funny. I'll keep using this again and again until it's done. Now, other side. Wait for this temperature to come back to 375. We got 7 more minutes on the preheat of my air fryer. We need an ASMR crunch of the French fries. Chad will be happy to do that for you.
I said I'll volunteer.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he'll love that because he always comes straight over as I start taking them out of the fryer. He hardly lets me get seasoning on it yet. So yeah, that will probably happen.
They are really that good, guys. I'm not even kidding.
They are much better than fast food fries. I don't know of anybody that's had fries this good. One thing you need to do is try to spread them out a little bit because you do want them to cool in between your cooks. And this is what I was saying before. This is how I think, or something similar to this, right here, this stage, is how I think fast food places get their fries. Maybe not as brown, but that's how I think they get them. Just like that. And then they fry them before serving to you.
I agree.
Now we're at 350. We got another 25 degrees to go. Am I being poisoned here? No, I'm out of fuel. That's why it's not heating up.
You mean switch it?
I got it.
All right. The infamous Chad hover mode.
All right.
That's for real. It's a condition. I can't help myself.
Sorry for that. Empty can.
I'll get the can.
I got the cans. I was ready for this. Like I said, I was ready for this.
I was going to take you empty.
It's in the trash. I'm right by the trash can. All right, back on. Back in business. He was using that as an excuse to come in here. The infamous Chad hover mode. Chad's undercover hover. And the wheel is still at 350. It's not like it had been off for too long. Chad smells cooking and jetpack sprout from his back.
Let me try one thing.
What?
You said they could be eaten right now. I'm gonna take one of these little small ones.
Not as good.
No, it's not as good at all. Want to try?
No, thank you. I know what they taste like. That's why I fry them a second time.
I mean, they're crunchy. They're done inside. You can see that, that's done. But it's just not the same.
I get the texture right with the vinegar.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
I thought so.
It's got some firmness to it. Nice crunch on the outside. It's going to even get crunchier, which is what I like.
Now, chicken tenders, fries, coleslaw, you can have just about any sauce you want. Do ketchup, do aioli, do mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, ranch, just about anything. Oh, honey mustard, don't forget honey mustard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I really miss that honey mustard. You know that?
We should make it again.
I didn't make it.
Oh, I know.
You remember the one I'm talking about?
I do.
It's like Texas Pete.
Yeah.
Texas Pete's honey mustard. Oh my gosh, that stuff is amazing. I don't know if y'all have ever had it, but it's great. And I cannot find it. Nope, for the life of me. I can't find it anywhere. Alright, we're at temperature. So, these go in for the first fry. Try not to splash. Slide them down the side.
And it's fat-free.
Now, I can make honey mustard. I can. It ain't like Texas Pete's, though. You know why honey mustard works so good? Because they're South Carolina barbecue sauce.
Ha! Probably.
Now, like I said, did before, just push them to the center, distribute them gently. And now we wait. Temperature is going to start falling, and it's doing it quite quickly. It had to have been over 375 until now, because it was at 375 when I sat down here and looked at it, and it's already at 365. $360. $355. See, it falls pretty quickly. That's perfectly normal. I'm so sorry for my stuffy nose.
Well, I'm sure evaporation there isn't helping.
Evaporation?
The water moisture in the air.
That would actually help. I think it's because it hasn't rained in like a month.
Yeah.
We're like in a drought, y'all. We had that hurricane that came through. That was the last rain we've had. They keep calling for rain. 20% chance here, 30% chance there, but it never rains.
Oh, I posted a picture of that Texas Pete honey mustard.
Oh, I see that. That is amazing honey mustard, y'all. Now, just now, my air fryer went off. It says it's ready. It's heated. But I can't leave this. I have to keep watch and make sure that they're not going to be overcooked yet. It's at 360 right now. I don't think it's going to fall any further.
Yeah, I don't think it is this time. I think you were running out of fuel last time.
Maybe, but it heated up.
It did.
So, it's starting to climb now. So these are ready. We're just going to add them to my platter here. We can turn off the heat because we're not going to cook them again until these cool off. I think I also had more fries in the first batch. That's the way it looks.
Yeah, slightly a bit more. Yeah.
I should divide those up in half before I start. My mistake.
Ah.
Remember, go for the ones on top first. We'll let those two sit in there for just a minute longer. They don't look quite ready. I mean, does it really matter? They're going to be fried again? Probably not. So, now, they sit there and they're going to cool. Meantime, we are going to get our chicken onto our racks for the air fryer. Now, like crippled, now you get to see what I'm going to do here. And I'll repeat the recipe. What I do is I put a little bit of melted butter on both sides of the chicken tenders. Just to brush it on. And then I dip it in a mixture of precisely for every half cup of breadcrumbs, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, thyme, oregano, and pepper, and salt. Mix all those together, and then I bread them. Now, okay.
Sorry, that's Digi.
Hi, Digi. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to place them on your racks. Make sure your rack lines are going this way, you put them this way. Little tip there. Otherwise they might fall through the cracks and then you lose them. Let's see, a small one. Alright. Ooh, don't crush my chicken. Alright. We put the next rack on.
And she's using the Ninja Foodie, in case you're wondering, which air fryer.
I am. Like I said, we didn't have this option when I first started making this. We had deep fry, oven fry, and pan fry. We didn't have foodies. We didn't have air fryers at all. And so this recipe originally was done in an oven fried it. And they had me melt butter in the actual pan I'm gonna cook them in. And then they go into the oven for like 20 minutes. And that was all there is to it. I'm trying to get the last two pieces on here. Hang on.
Oh boy.
I know. They're like, don't overcrowd it. You know, sorry. I'm pretty sure somebody's saying it.
Says I got the Ninja with 2 drawers. Love it. And you know what? Ninja makes some good stuff.
It really does.
Unbelievable. Good, high quality.
I I love mine. I probably don't use it as much as I could be using it, but I do love it, and it works very well.
And you got the version that's like the instant pot, but it's got it all, like the fryer, the pressure cooker, everything, all in one.
It's got, let me show you. Oh, I can't show you. It's hot. Pressure, steam, slow cook, sear or saute, air crisp, broil, bake or roast, and dehydrate.
There you go.
It's got all those. Now, I'm going to put these directly into the air fryer, and I'm going to set it for 15 minutes to start. We'll see how it goes. 400 degrees, and we'll see how that goes. Meantime, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Ooh. And then we're gonna taste our coleslaw again. Let's see. Put that over here. Ooh. It fell. Now let's clean this mess up.
Yeah, definitely, Ivy. Go check out that main website. Their replacement stuff for your equipment is affordable, and they're really good. We bought directly from them before.
I wanted to get their vacuums, the Shark, but I didn't. I went with what was it, Kenwood, or Kenmore.
Kenmore, yep.
Yeah, went with a Kenmore. I love that vacuum. Like I said, I hadn't had a vacuum in like 5 years before I got it, so lugging around that shop vac was for the birds.
Yeah, I gave it a shot a couple of times. It was no walk in the park.
I've seen those, Abby. I've never used them. The pot in the foodie is non-stick. So you gotta replace a drawer, chip the line. Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's got like a chip or something.
Yeah. I hate those when it does that. This half is cool enough. I could actually touch it and not burn myself. This half is still a little warm. So we're gonna have to wait on those for a few more minutes. And the way I season these is actually important too. For one, I do it in a bowl, and I knock stuff over, and I just put some paper towels in my bowl. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them from the fire into the bowl, and I use this salt to season my fries.
It sticks to it.
It does. And it's very fine, so you don't have big giant salt granules. I can smell the chicken already.
Can you really?
I can. You should smell this. This is amazing.
Okay, you know what? All right. I'll be right there.
Because these are already cool enough, I'm going to go ahead and turn these on. I mean, this side was cool enough because I switched it around. Yeah, these are cool. I keep getting oil on my hands.
I don't even have to get that close. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing smelling.
Did I get any more hungry?
Well, what shape is the drawer of your air fryer, Ivy? Is it the rectangular drawer, or is it round? I'm waiting for an answer. Answer me! Answer me! You need a desktop, Abby. Was typing to Chad. But I'm streaming.
It's a likely story.
You supposed to be watching me. Don't talk to him. He ain't streaming.
He says it's an
Rectangle.
8-quart dual drawer.
Okay. Okay, I see. It's because mine is a pot that fits down inside it, and the back, as you can saw, the racks were round. I have a basket too. It's round. It fits down in there. And what I did is I went. Let me see if I can pull this out. It's deep in this cabinet. I went and bought on Amazon these round parchment papers, and I use them for my steamer basket. I could use them in pie plates and cake pans and whatnot. Like as you saw, I showed one of them to y'all when I made the cheesecake. And when I use them in the steamer, I cut slits through the wood. Let me show you that too. This is one of the steamer racks that we took apart and made into a trivet. So I'll put parchment paper down there and I'll cut little slits through. Oop, I broke it. Every other one of these things, and I make it into a steamer. But you could also get like a hole punch for paper and punch holes through it that way too. Almost temp. 8 minutes on the air fryer. Mine's not as fancy, but fries, bakes, broils, etc., etc.
Well, here's a picture of it if you want to see it.
Yeah, you got the one that is also a pressure cooker. Yeah, I did. There you go. All right, I'm at 375. Second fry. Ooh, that splashed. Ooh, I dropped that one. Let's see if we can put just half of them in here this time.
Trying to find a picture of yours. I'm getting that.
Well, Chad puts up these pictures like he thinks I can click on them,
Well, you can.
but I can't because I'm streaming. And I don't have my desktop, and it would take forever and a day for it to load on my tablet, and probably even longer for my phone to connect to 4K for me to pull it up there. So there.
What's the name of our foodie? I can't remember.
It just says Ninja Foodie. Tender Crisp,
Okay, that might work.
maybe. Now we gotta watch this temperature again, because it's gonna fall, just like before, if I got them cool enough, anyway. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be falling, because I didn't wait long enough. My fault. So they're practically done. And that's all it is to it. You just want to crisp them up. But this time we're going to take them and we're going to put them into this bowl instead of the basket tray over here. Definitely taking the top ones first. Ooh. Must have got some water in here somehow. Temperature's up too high. I really try to control the temperature of my frying oil the best I possibly can. As they say, they'll never let it go over 400. Well, if your temperature can go up to 500, why are you just cutting it off at 4? That's my question. Alright, I still have one fry down there, but it's not floating, so it's not done. And my temperature is still hot enough, so I'm going to go ahead and add these. As quickly as I can. And we are done with that tray. So we can get rid of this. And we're going to take this and we're going to sprinkle. Don't get on me about the salt because this looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Give it a shake. A lot like how you would season chicken wings.
It's such a fine powder, it's barely on it.
Now, I can't even see the salt on those, if you can tell.
Oh yeah, that's great
You
shot.
can't really see the salt on there, but it's there. And they're quite hot.
Wow, you can hear the crunch out of that. Okay, that's it, I'm coming.
And that is my fries. Amazing stuff. Now this time the temperature is coming down. And I already turned that back up.
All right, now, remember how it's, you know what? I'm going to pick a different one.
Why? You don't put your hands on the other one.
Well, that's all right. My hand's clean. Ooh, get back, Jack, man. I'm telling you now. Yeah.
Perfect every time. They never fail.
Middle's nice and soft. Outside super crisp.
Salt Cop isn't here, you're safe. Now he could be here hiding in the shadows. I'm watching that temperature gauge. It's still falling. It's under 350. I think so. Probably. He's not much of a...
It's out.
He's not much of a... He's just trying to watch his diet, is what he's doing. And I could completely understand. You want to go with the imitation salt and everything, that's fine. Do what you got to do. I don't fault anybody on that. My father-in-law, he had to do that. And he wasn't allowed to eat nothing. Couldn't even have a hot dog.
That's true. You guys see that snap off of that? Yeah, it's that good.
All right. Now we do it again with the seasoning. Just a light coat at first so that we can toss. And we do it again.
And what's on the other ones, we'll get on that one, and there you go.
Are you saying they were too salty?
Nope.
Yeah?
I said nope.
Oh, okay. I was like, you cannot complain that they're too salty. You like more salt than I do.
Oh, they were fine.
And I didn't find them too salty.
That's what I call French fries. Mm-hmm. Listen to that crunch.
Mm-hmm. All right. 51 seconds. And something I didn't do. I didn't check my coleslaw. There's that fork and spatula. Yeah, there we go. There's the sauce. You see it running?
Yep.
That's the dressing. It makes its own by the salt, that celery salt I put in here. Now, give it a taste. There might be some teeth squeaking. I think I did it.
So the sugar wasn't too much?
Mm-mm.
Good.
And my chicken tenders are done. I'll get my platter. We're about ready to eat. Move this over. Don't that look good? My little trusty tweezers. Perfect. You can tell they're crispy too. Here, wait a minute.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had to put it next to the microphone for you. Oh, stuck a little bit. There we go. And always the bottom on this rack doesn't get as crunchy looking or dark as the top. So what I tend to do is I test it. And oh, as you can see, it's cooked.
Oh, that's done.
A little overdone, but you know that's why they make dipping sauces. To add your moisture back to your food when you overcook it. My forearm touched that rack, or was it this one? One of them.
Ooh,
You see me jump back?
I did.
There we go. There is dinner. We're ready to eat. So, there you go. That's it. That's our dinner for the night. Don't forget, Chad and Seth will be streaming at 7:30 tonight. Exactly. So don't forget to tune in then. And y'all have a great evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the subs. That was amazing. And, okay, I'll forget. You'll forget what?
Just kidding. Oh, she made them out
What?
tonight.
Oh, I see. So, y'all have a great night. I'll see you next time.